I knew I forgot to do it. I knew it. I caught myself. Luckily, it was only a minute, 15 seconds in. Man, you know what game I've been thinking a lot about recently? And I don't have any explanation as to why I've been thinking about it so much, is World of Warcraft. Specifically, really old World of Warcraft. What people refer to as vanilla. Which actually became a term, and I probably don't need to say this in the manner I'm saying, but it became a term that is used for iteration when it comes to updating and expansions and stuff like that. But then they started blanketing it onto other things as well. Like pretty much now every single game that has updates, people will say that there's a vanilla version of it. Like, hell, people say that there's vanilla Borderlands 2 and stuff like that, which is without all the DLC and unpatched, which is, to me, an experience all in and of its own, being able to play unpatched versions. And I really wish more developers would come up with patchers, at least for single player games or games that have the option of single player, to unpatch games. Just because I know that there would be a lot of people out there who would like that. Imagine if you could just play any patch of Borderlands you want, and then just have a character be associated with that patch. So anytime you would want to play that character, you'd either have to choose to have that character be updated to the current patch, or just have it have the info files of an older patch one. Sort of like Minecraft. Where it's like you can have a world from one update in another world, but not reverse, from an earlier update. But you can't have a later game update one in an earlier update because of the way that the biome system works. The only thing that will happen is that once you get to the area where the world would start to spawn, if the world could even still spawn, because obviously if you don't have the information in the game for stuff that they added in the patches, then how is it going to show up in your world still? So it'd probably be corrupt in that case. But that's why you just have saves stored in something that's a separate directory from what the game actually needs to grab for the information. So it's like the information in the save file doesn't matter. If you know what I mean? That way, even if you accidentally loaded it, it wouldn't like fuck your game over or something. You probably wouldn't even, I mean, the smart thing to do, thinking about it now, would be to not even let the player have that option, and just make a system that, like, makes it easier for the player to do it. I hate saying if you know what I mean so much. But it's like, I understand the way that I say things isn't exactly the way that I'm imagining them a lot of the time.
Just trying to get me, you piece of meat.
Hmm. I don't know, there's just certain things about original versions of games which are so good. They don't even have to do with the game actually being good in its original form. It's more to just do with the fact that you have memories and stuff like that associated with it. Because it's like World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft Vanilla was a very, like, imbalanced game. It was a game that heavily favored some classes over others. And in some regards, too. I mean, World of Warcraft classes back in Vanilla were actually unique classes. Because, I mean, the game was supposed to just be... I mean, gameplay in World of Warcraft is pretty much like a turn-based game where you can move your character around. Like, everything back then was target except for, like, mage and warlock AoEs. I don't even know if the warlock had their AoE. I know mages had blizzard, but there weren't a lot of things that you had to manually aim, let's just say that. And they all had the same aiming reticule. I think they still do have the same one today, just the green circle. The same old one that they've had since Vanilla. It's just one of those weird things where they force the game to become archaic and not relevant. It's not like they couldn't put development time into repatching all of the old stuff to make it relevant at the level, so they didn't have so much of the content in the game that's literally just wasted memory. You download World of Warcraft and you're downloading something where 90% of it doesn't fucking matter. That's the part that aggravates me nowadays. Like, everything that you used to know doesn't matter. Everything that I knew about World of Warcraft, all of its dungeons, how you get to the dungeon in the most effective way possible, what to bring to the dungeon, because like I said, classes used to matter a lot more than they do nowadays. And what you brought into some dungeons determined if you could beat it or not. Well, not necessarily if you could beat it, but if you could beat it without dying a ton of times. Especially things like marauding back in the day. You would go through so much to get people together, get them all to that location without dying, because this is back when, again, healing wasn't easy. Mana wasn't easy to come by, and it was very easy to die in a PvP world. If you were in a PvP world, you pretty much had to out-PvP the area to get to the summoning stone, in areas where both factions would be competing to use the dungeon. And you could have... There were some people who, back in Vanilla, when they started playing, had no idea how fucking gear worked. It was one of their first games like that. There were people I saw, and you can probably still find people like that today, although I assume it's much less rare. I've seen people at level 40 with, like, white pieces of gear on that they bought from one of the vendors inside of the towns, and I'm just like... What? Like, there's no way you didn't find a green or something like that. I don't think I had a single World of Warcraft character, even when I was leveling up in Vanilla, that didn't have full greens before it was level 20. And if not full greens, only having like one piece that was gray or white because I couldn't get a dungeon for something. Because that's where you would find most of your green and blue gear early on in the game, was in dungeons. Enemies drop them quite regularly, and one of the things that I personally liked was the fact that you could ninja loot. Not that I was personally a ninja looter, I just always used to be the egotistical kid, because I was pretty young when I played World of Warcraft initially. I don't actually want to admit to how old I was when I started playing that game, because that game is really, really old at this point. At least vanilla is. And I started playing it in its release year. My cousin got me into playing it. He showed me it, and we spent like probably 36 hours or something like that trying to get it installed on one of our computers, only to run into an error part of the way through downloading, and then had to start all over again because the CD fucked up. And for whatever reason, with the old way that the CD thing worked, it didn't cache your download. So you'd be downloading something from a CD, and if it fucked up, you'd have to start all over again. Not all the time, just certain things. And again, it also depended on your computer's hard drive or not. Because writing speed meant a lot to a computer back then. And that's part of the reason why it took so long to install video. Not just download them, but to install a video game. It took a long time back then. Hell, when I installed Command & Conquer Red Alert 1 on, I think it was my Windows 98. It was either a Windows 98 or Windows 2000 computer that I had had at the time that my parents got me. It, like, downloading the game took no time at all. But having the game be installed and actually have it be working, that probably took like 2 hours in and of itself. I have no clue why, because that game today is literally a joke. You can download the entire thing in a second and a half. That's not even an exaggeration. The old Command & Conquer games are megabytes of information. They're not big at all. A lot of it's 2D and a lot of it's text as well. At least the only thing that took up a lot of space on the Command & Conquer CDs was the soundtracks, which took up a majority of the information on a CD, and then the full motion videos that they used for the cutscenes. Those took up all of the information. The actual game part that you played was like 2 megabytes or something like that. It was ridiculous how small of a game it actually was. And a good portion of the game's memory was just AI. Like, there was more, if I remember correctly anyways, there's more memory put into the AI of that game and the way that certain levels are laid out than the actual stuff that goes into them. Like, the tanks and the way a unit looks in that game is like kilobits of information. But how that unit acts and what it is supposed to do on a certain story mission, that is like 3 to 4 times more information than that. Because I've been inside and out of the files of that game on my computer so many times. Because we didn't have, I mean, no one did back then in my era, but no one had DSL internet until like the...
Enjoy that?
early 2000s around my area, so when I had Command and Conquer Red Alert and other games at the time. But I mostly played Command and Conquer. Like, when I say mostly, I mean I almost exclusively played Command and Conquer. All of the games as they came out. I even played Renegade for a while. If you can believe it or not, there's still a following for that game. And people still like to play it, even though it wasn't a good game. The remade version, though, the like fan-made game, Renegade X, or whatever it's called, that shit was actually really good.
You can't get rid of me that easily.
It fixed a lot of the problems that the actual games version of it had, which was just imbalancing issues, and the fact that it would normally just turn into one side heavily dominating the other because their vehicles were much more superior. The fucking Nod stealth tank is so garbage in the original game. Or the flame, it's a flamethrower tank, but it was garbage. It was so garbage. At least if you were coming up against another vehicle, which you were, because every map has vehicles. Every map had two bases, your base and the enemy's base. Those bases had buildings that you would have had in the game, so they had like a war factory, a ore refinery, a power plant, and I think some of them had a command center, but I can't remember. But anyways, you would go inside the actual buildings, like, because it's a shooter like this, like a first-person shooter, and you would go inside the buildings, and you'd walk up to a terminal on the wall, and you'd interact with it, and then it'd bring up a menu of a bunch of different characters that you could pick from, or just classes. Some of them were just, like, basic Nod infantry, and then they have, like, this named scientist that I can't remember the name of. This dude in heavier suit of armor with a chain gun, and shit like that. To be honest, I don't know even what I'm doing in the game. Oh yeah, I was gonna go do the Iridium thing for sure. I don't know, man. I just miss old video games a lot. I miss the olden days. If you know what I mean. Hey, it's a Hellfire. Was that a lucid Hellfire? I couldn't tell by the parts.
Athena, you're sewing tiny Athena, and this is my big brother, Quickly.
Man, will you please stop calling me that?
I heard you were telling stories. How are you doing?
What would you like to hear? The death of Knox? The fall of New Haven?
Oh, never mind. I got a better idea. Tell me a story about...
Get shot. I don't even want to say anything else. Just get shot, dude. I have a gun in my hand. I don't need anything else to say. By the time I will have said anything else, they will have gotten shot. Can I just say that I wish this was the actual core of the fucking moon? There was... if there was a moon. Yeah, like we don't have a moon on Earth. If only our moon was hollow and had alien structures inside of it that mapped an entire solar system like a planetarium. Would you stop that, you little like fucking shit cannon? You don't even do damage. You did it. He was just like, I can't handle myself. I can't ever hit him now. Dead. Not a big surprise.
You're sure I can't just go alone?
That's as fast as you can shake left and right. You can't like do the sweep that you do on the computer and have just your fucking camera freak the fuck out. That's one of my favorite things to do online in video games. It's a great way to get someone's attention and to get them to stop shooting at you. You just start freaking the fuck out, so when they see you, they just go, what? Either that or they just shoot you anyways because they're a fucking sweaty tryhard that doesn't have fun when they play video games like I don't. But yeah, I have it on max sensitivity. I can see the screen tearing just a little bit. Is it too fast? I don't know. Oh my god, this is gonna make me vomit. Look at how fast the map is spinning. I should give you an idea of how fast we're actually turning in game. And they have the acceleration. They have a very light acceleration that only applies when you're holding it full blast. I don't know if it's screen tearing because of my screen, like my actual TV, or if it's screen tearing because of the PlayStation 4. That's what I don't know. I'm assuming it's the PlayStation 4, because I mean that's just insane turning speed. Even most computers would, I think, have a little bit. Oh my god, just look at the ground. It, like the purple just becomes a circle. That's not even close to a circle, but when you spin... Look at how fast that is. What the fuck? Oh my god, my head. It's like when you're a kid and you discover a spinny chair for the first time in your life and you spin around in it so much that when you stand up you just fucking fall over and eat shit. Either that or you're one of those even dumber kids who just stands in spot and just spins around. There was a kid in my school who, no joke, would do that for like 5 minutes almost every single recess. And it was so weird to me because he'd just go into like, because our school playground had like a jungle gym that was all made out of like nice wood, and it had like multiple layers to climb up into it, and there was this like little loft area that had like a bench that you could sit on and stuff like that, and that you could climb up a ladder to get to. It was a really, really fun playground. considering that most schools just have like shitty metal bars and stuff like that. It was really nice. But the kid would sit in this loft area because most people didn't go up that far, or if they did, it was just them running by, and he'd just stand in the corner and he'd just spin. He'd just spin himself until he got dizzy, and then he'd just sit down and look like he was just fucking about to vomit. And he would do that a few times before, like, eventually he'd go and start talking to a friend of his or whatever. I don't know. I would just see him doing it and just go, "Do you want help?" I also asked him if he wanted to play soccer, because that's what I always did at recess. There would be the group of kids who always played a sport, and I would drift in between being the kid who played the sport and being the kid who just sat on top of the monkey bars, making everyone go, "How did he do that? How did he swing around to get on top of the monkey bars like that?" I'm sitting on top of the little, like, black tunnel that they have in there. That's what I always used to do. I'd either sit in it or I'd sit on top of it and talk to my friend Brian. Well, I still have him on Facebook. He just... after he moved and, like, after a couple things happened around here, he just stopped talking to me. And we stopped hanging out. I mean, I stopped hanging out with a lot of people. I didn't really have many friends. I don't have many friends right now. Only ones I have are ones that I go fishing with, and that's about it. Sorry that I'm not playing currently. I needed to do something else. I figured I'd just walk around with the controller in my hand like a moron while I did it. I might have to put the controller down for a second. Not that anyone cares. I don't think there's anyone that is going to see this or hear me talking. Plus, it's always weird to talk about yourself. At least it is for me, because who the fuck gives a shit? Who the fuck gives a shit if I was the kid who climbed the monkey bars in school? No one. No one gives a shit. What the fuck? Skunk. Skunk outside. I misplaced something. I can't fucking find it. Now. I need my thingamajiggers. Ah, there they are. I put them on the second layer of my desk. I don't know why. Excuse me. Is the skunk still outside? Skunk. 1 second though, I need to put the controller down. Sorry about that.
What happened next? What happened next?
We fought a raid boss.
Yay!
Shoot! Why? What?
Can't keep me down.
That is bad. Yepers. Sorry, I did most of my talking at the start of the stream. I was talking about vanilla versions of video games.
I turned the mission in, pulse still racing from the thrill of the battle, but my bloodlust had not been sated. I could always go back and fight the raid boss again.
Ooh, that makes no narrative sense, but I lied.
When you think murder, think Marcus Mutations.
Wait, is that a cryotransfusion? No. Drama queen? What do you mean? Nisha is a drama queen? Actually, yeah. No, like I tell everyone about most of these games, I don't look up builds. I just experiment with stuff myself and see what works.
Otherwise, you could end up in an embarrassing situation, such as flying through someone's window or falling into a stream of flesh-searing lava.
I'm not the type of person that ever likes to do one thing in my video game. Or looks for a specific thing to do. That's why I like the idea of jack-of-all-trades characters. And no, I'm not saying that as a pun, I'm using that as the literal meaning of that. Whoops, forgot to change difficulty.
What you want?
I got these moonstones from Moxie. Says she's got some transmitters for collection.
I'll throw them in if you take some of this other trash off my hands. So buy something.
Yeah, Crazy Earl gets around, and he's a useful guy to know. Bring him moonstones and you'll get what you need.
What you want?
Love that guy. I'll hit your echo with the cohorts for the towers and manage things from here. When you get the first transmitter in place, I'll make contact.
Thanks for the moonstone, chump.
to get above Spring's Emporium of stuff. She's out of town, so she won't be around to help. And so we're clear, tell Jack once this is done, we're all square.
Trick shot and makes the bullet bounce. Yeah, that's the best place to find it.
I've got a connection, but it's
Because
not
it's a
very
blue.
stable. You mind giving it a whack for me? That's better. Give me a
Like
sec
I
to
was
get
saying
everything
before,
set
it
up
can
on
come
this
from
end.
any loot source that gives blue, because it just is a blue shotgun with a unique part on it.
Didn't come in person, sent someone. I'm just letting you know because you said to if anybody ever swung by for him.
And she didn't mention me at all?
Yeah, so, see what I mean about that girl? The signal. It's not
You can
coming
also
from
get
Emporium.
Old Painful from
Coordinates for the
random loot
next tower
sources,
on your
if I
echo.
remember right. The fire spinny gun that I had on this character that shoots laser projectiles. Of course, you only want that on Athena, really, but yeah.
Perfect. She's working now. Let's get her calibrated. I just gotta mess with some dials back here.
You can mess with my dials anytime, Moxie.
Company don't know I'm here. Game is safe because they expect me changes. Anyway, Mama, no cry. Nina must go.
Nina must go.
This transmitter, something's not working.
Why is she speaking
Let's try
English to her
rebooting it.
mama? Who would obviously
There we
be
go. There's a tower above the mayor's office. Try getting up
of
there.
Russian descent.
Trespassing on government property will result in your immediate death. Thank you. Oh yeah, should have mentioned the turrets. You'll need to destroy them. Yeah, so looks like a bullet or two damaged the relay drive gearbox. Sift through those turrets, see if you can find a replacement.
What?
Just, it's a thing that makes the score!
It's a thing that makes the transmitter work again.
You really know how to listen to a bloke's problems. I'll give you that. You sure I can't book you
Good
for
writing.
physical services? I'm bloody stressed volcano right now, and I could do with the relief.
Oh, gross. I make it very clear to all my patrons, Serena is not for... I'll deal with our Marith later. Okay, everything looks set up. Head up to the control panel I've marked on your echo. Activate it so I can initiate the final scan to pinpoint the signal's origin.
The signal's coming from Crisis Scar.
That's an old doll comms facility. Been nothing but scabs there for years.
Well, looks like it's working again. Go shut it down. Also, status updates. Still getting shot at, so if you wanted to hurry, that'd be cool.
Never found the third vault symbol here. What even is the point of those? It looks like they had originally intended Concordia to be better. But then we're just like, we don't have enough money for that. Damn you. You can't hide from me forever. I wonder where they hid it. Like I said, I've never found the third vault symbol here, so I've gotten both of the two on top of the place. Is it like a miniature vault symbol? Like the one in the bar bathroom? The one that I didn't even know existed for years. The tiniest one. I think it's the tiniest one in all the games. It's a very, very... If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sure if you search like Borderlands tiny vault symbol, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's just like a tiny little vault symbol at the corner of like this little like bit of like jumbled shit on the wall, and it's just a little vault symbol in the bottom left hand corner. And when I say little, I mean it is puny comparative to all the other ones in the game, at least. I'm surprised they didn't put one here. Oh, that kills you. You are dead. Not big surprise.
The town is in lockdown. No one in or out. That is all. Okay?
Oh, what the hell is wrong with this guy? This is so frustrating. Get back to Moxie. She's got secret exits everywhere. Classic.
Oh, that's death too. What the hell?
Give it up, soldier. Look like you want it.
No Concordia entry control. No photography. No jokes. Please keep weapon fire to a minimum. What does that pistol remind me of? Is it like one of those underneath the elevator kind of things?
pushing the arm up on the full-on band of the sheet over there. They're pressing the access button that pops out. Hell, close one. That new internal dialogue filter check I had installed on real on me.
Moxie?
Hey, whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Sorry.
Damn it! I really don't like you seeing me out of character. What the hell do you want?
The Merrick locked down the town. Do you know any other ways out of Concordia?
I know a way out, but I won't show it to you unless you promise not to tell anyone what you saw.
I promise.
Great, because if you spill, my son will have to bury you alive in a shallow grave.
What? Moxie's secretly good with machines and kawaii and overalls? Don't believe.
Well, I guess I'll have to find it another time. I'm either bad at finding vault symbols or that last one is hid really well. I'm sure it's a bit of both.
Sorry, people of Elvis. This is the only way.
What the?
Oh, how did they know about... Yeah, I'll get back to you.
What just happened? The whole bloody moon shook.
There's like a voice line
Not good. Sarpedon's troops have taken control
that
of the
plays
Ionios.
in the back
It's a
of
big
Janie
freaking laser in the
Spring's
heart of the space station.
dialogue
She's targeting
in that
the moon's
moment.
core. Try not to panic, but she's trying to blow up Elvis.
Moon citizen, I've been chosen to stand out here, far, far away from everyone else, guard the main gate to the old communications facility. It's a very important duty, as I'm not to let anyone in through here. Unless, of course, you're here as fresh meat for the recruitment grinder. Then prove yourself worthy of joining Red Belly's band of scabs. Excellent. Get going, wannabe gang member. I shall brief you on the way. We are in a bloody war with the rival gang who call themselves the Darksiders. Cut a bloody swath through their ranks and steal the silly prism things carried around by their toughest warriors.
What the fuck was that? No, seriously, what the fuck was that in my game? What the fuck? Was that in my game?
Darksiders are still living it up, and you've got Diddley Squad to stop them.
Yeah, that was weird. Sorry about the pause. I had to check on my own playback because I was just weirded out by it. It was just like some weird noise. I think it was a part of the song, but for whatever reason, the volume of it was like amplified like 3 to 4 times. Also, I don't know what people are talking about when they say I'm hard to hear over my game. When I was listening to my playback just barely, I could hear myself perfectly clear, and I didn't even have to turn my computer up that loud. There are people I listen to where I have to turn my computer's volume up to like 60 just to hear their shit, and I'm at 28 on my computer, and I can hear myself fine. I don't know what's wrong with people's iPhones or whatever they watch me on, because I assume that's what most people watch me on. iPhone or Android device.
Sad to say, I was in. It changed me. Sparing none. The rest is legend.
Whoa. Slippery. Good jump. Good job, dumbass. Good fucking job, dumbass. Like, great job, dumbass. Like, wow, what a great job, dumbass. Like, holy shit, dumbass. Like, what the fuck, dumbass. Like, how the hell, dumbass.
Those Darksiders are still living it up, and you've got Diddley Squad to stop them.
password.
Mysterious. Just
Right. That's yar backwards. Right. We're gonna want a flacker to go with our nukem. So I'm gonna go get one. I'm gonna try to get one anyways, no promises. You know how stingy loot drops can be in this game. I don't remember how to change seats on this version. Oh yeah, L1, got it. With my control scheme anyways, it's not L1 on the stock. Jesus Christ, I swear the moon buggy developed so much speed. Look at that.
That's the password. You're in. Wait a sec. Where's that stupid switch? There you go. Use that to get to the secret entrance and welcome to the gang.
Wait, they just used the model for a tire. They used the texture of a tire on the bottom of that. What lazy assholes. Can we do the grenade jump?
Those Darksiders are still living it up, and you've got Billy Squad to stop them.
What do we got here, Reg?
Fuck nuggets!
Ain't no new recruit, that's for sure.
Nugget of fuck. Fucking nugs.
One thing to do, yep.
You wanna fuck those nugs. Fucking nuggets.
Wait, no. Tear
I
them
hate
to pieces.
chicken nuggets. Don't fuck the nug.
You're weird. Go get him, lads.
I'm just saying random shit. At this point, I'm stuck underneath my car. No, I'm not. Delayed response to what's happening on screen. That is not my audio delay. That is just my brain delay. Alright. Horse bags. Big old bags of horse. Big, saggy horse testicles. That probably turns people on, though. Knowing today's common denominator. Today's common denominator is between, do you want to fuck a horse in the ass, or do you want the horse to fuck you in the ass? That's today's common denominator. The denominator. I just got struck by lightning. Sorry. We didn't fucking make it? Are you kidding me? What the fuck, mate? What the fuck? Holy shit! Holy dick baggins. How did that one work so much better? Wasn't even worth it. Wasn't even worth it, dude. You wasted your time. Your time is ended. That time And now.
Those Darksiders are still looking up, and you've got a deadly squad to stop them.
Shut up! Why is he... Shut your goddamn gob, Mike. What am I playing? The Division? Shut your fucking trap before I smack that ass. You're gonna back that ass up, Claptrap, and I'm gonna smack that ass up. Said, shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got. I said, shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got. There's no I said. It's just shake that ass, bitch. Let me see what you got. But that's the white man. Because the white man is always unassuring. Because that's how races work. Danged it.
Sarpedon, cut it the hell out! You got a problem with Hyperion, that's one thing, but there are innocent people on Elpis, you asshole!
Yes, there are.
Okay, this chick's a nutbag. You gotta hurry. We gotta get to Helios and take back control of the Eye. You can't do that.
Listen, is help finding it? All it is. Unless it was a her. Nah, it was definitely him.
Nah.
I remember her name now. Used to call her the Jolly Swagman. That was always such an happy, right? Always had a smile and a song to everyone. Terrible singer he was. So I got walked about across the road and usually came back raving about some great new order. Can't tell you where it was last seen. If you find her, he owes me a drink. Ah, there she is. Looks like he's sleeping. Do you think he's sleeping?
His sleep is not with the living.
Right. Well, see if he left tonight. Check her pockets, will you? Hey, she left an echo. Maybe that'll tell us
Cool
more
about
the
wine?
story
I'm
tale.
sorry. Cool about cryo-vine?
Oh, the things I've seen. I've
talk about?
Borderlands solitude. I've seen an enormous giant billabong. A giant empty billabong with bright purple light shooting out of it. And I heard the deafening silent prayers of an ancient people ringing out from the depths of it. I camped by it, and I sang as I watched as my billy boiled. Then up leapt a jumbuck. I grabbed him with glee, and I shoved him in my tucker bag. But then I returned from the distant land, and I went, and I lost it camped not far from here. Blasted Kragans attacked me. Go find it, Peapot. Then you'll know I speaketh the truth. Check your echo. I'm plumb tuckered out. Reckon I might die now.
Not so jolly now, is he? Sounds like you got moonstruck, poor bugger. He didn't know what he was saying, just wandering around for days, losing his mind. I never heard of an empty billabong, and I never heard of no jumbuck. Sad waving.
Jumbuck.
Still owing me a drink. I expect she'll get over it. Wonder where that tucker bag is. Then, have a look around, see if you can find it. Jumbuck? Poor raving lunatic. He never should have gone as far as Virago Solitude. No one ever comes back from there without being a few slices shorter of a loaf. I'd never bloody go.
A jumbuck, apparently, is an Australian word for sheep. Who would have known? Who would have thunk it? Did you thunk it? Because I didn't. The only thing I thunk is me smoking a billabong. I was trying to come up with a way to say it good, but there ain't no way to say it good. You just gotta say it. But I'll be right back. Like 5 minutes. Alright.
It's the taco bag. Shoot, kill it, seconds. Taco bag. Jump back inside. It's a jumper. They do exist. I think it thinks I'm his mum.
It's an idiot. I look nothing like it. Do you think that means there's really a billabong somewhere out there too? A giant empty billabong with bright purple light sitting out of it with deafening silent threads of an ancient people ringing out from the depths of it? Thanks for the help, though. Unless there is a giant purple hole with
I like how he's drinking out of a bottle when he's got that on his head.
I want to drink.
That did jack squat.
Vault hunter at the bloody door.
How rude. This is our house.
I do no damage to those guys. Excuse me.
late, but let's boogie!
Damn it. I'm dead.
Signal.
Yes, awesome loot.
It's high noon. I always found it funny that they... I can't even speak English. Get out of here, nerd. But I always thought it was funny that now everyone associates High Noon with McCree. Like that character is what started it. And it totally wasn't just an old country western thing from a movie. Like,
Destroy each of the relays. That'll shut down the freaking signal.
because this game used it for almost the exact same purpose.
Totally insane.
My shield will not fail.
Even she says it. When you use Nisha and activate your action skill, she says, it's high noon.
Let's go on holiday. The override signal just went down.
Who the hell is that?
Sounds like the Merrick.
You are Brent or Billy. Oh, flip.
The mayor's been working for Sharpenon the entire time. Meet you in Concordia. Need to have a talk with this guy.
I'm not torturing anyone for you, Jack.
Calm down, we're not gonna hurt him till we find out what the deal is.
I spent like 30 minutes in Concordia, didn't put the level 27 Eddie away. Skill. Misha the Lawbringer has a whip for a melee weapon, and it sucks ass. And they wasted skills giving her melee skills.
Screw this. Let's go pay him a visit. Like I said, don't trigger happy. You've got ammo. I don't want to hear him gurgling through his life.
It's horrible diction to start with.
The Merrick's elevator is sealed, remember?
That's just great.
I do have a recording of the Merrick talking sexy to Serena, the custom bot's favorite squeeze.
Nah, that wouldn't work.
Could we use that recording of the Merrick talking to the geisha bot? Maybe blackmail our way in?
Yahtzee, let's go find ourselves one soon-to-be outraged customs claptrap. Get that recording ready, Max.
Come back here! I am the law! The law doesn't make mistakes!
Hey, Lamont!
You just interrupted an officer carrying out his duty!
We're here to file a complaint. Your awesome Mara's been breaking the law.
I'm going to have to stop streaming soon just because I don't feel that good. And I sort of want to go lay down.
Citizen, rest assured it shall be long. Long live the Merrick!
Max, hit it!
Oh, blimey.
Now that that's triggered, I'm just gonna save and quit here. I'm sorry for the short, uneventful, multiple pause stream. Hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. Until next time, peace out everyone.